Okay, hi everybody. How's it going today? Welcome everybody to Stock Markets with Bruce, where we're trying to explain the stock markets in plain English. Coming up to 2 years on the air, live every day during market hours. 2 years. It's coming up next week, I think. Unbelievable. What a run we've had. Thank you all who hung around the whole time. Have you got nothing better to do with yourselves? Unbelievable. I don't. So what the hey? We're trying to figure out what the markets are doing, and we're also comparing notes here, and we try to help people out figure out the world of option writing. Instead of being an option gambler where you just buy options and hope the stock goes up and you make a few bucks, we here talk about writing options on stock we have or deep in the money options we own and bring in income from this market rather than try to hit the home run ball and find the mother of all short trades and all that nonsense. We just take money off the market every day. And what a lot of people in the market don't realize is just how many trillions of dollars are in the option market at all times. It is a huge amount of money. Not only is there a lot of individual money out there, but there's a ton of institutional money out there as well. It's huge. It's a really big part of the market. And for viewers of this channel, a number of them have, a very good number of them have figured out their best way to make money in this market is to let the market tell them where it wants to go rather than they guess where the market is going to go. They just let the market tell them what it's up to, and they write call options accordingly. It's a wonderful thing. The stopwatch is your best friend if you're an option writer. You allow the markets to the time to go by and options to shrink in value, and you keep the change. That's a popular comment around here is you keep the change, and the change is sometimes 30% of what you receive for the contract. Sometimes you sell a contract for a certain price, you get half of it, you keep half of that money. Other times it's two-thirds, other times it's three-quarters. And then there's the occasional time where people don't buy back their contracts, or if they do, they buy them for a couple of pennies, and they score a 90-95% gain or more on writing stock options. It's a wonderful thing. It amazes me to no end, and it's been this way for decades. Believe me, this is nothing new. This is not like a 2023 phenomenon or anything like that. It amazes me how many millions, and I mean it, millions of people out there own shares in companies that they've once worked for, that they acquired many years ago, and they just keep acquiring. There are viewers, not necessarily on this channel, because I would imagine, I can't imagine viewers on this channel who have been here now for a while haven't done anything about this, but there are people out there, investors out there, and I would not be surprised if it's the vast majority of investors, the vast majority, sitting on positions that they don't realize could completely change their daily life in their financial situation. There are people out there who actually think they're poor, and they're actually thinking that they're going to have trouble making ends meet. They're going to the grocery store like all of us do every week or two, and they go through the aisles and they can't believe the price of eggs and butter and meat and whatever, and they just go, I don't know how I'm going to make it. And yet they're sitting on, in some cases, maybe one or two or three or 400 shares of stock of a company that they've worked for years and years and years, publicly traded company, or thousands of shares of stocks, or they're sitting on ETFs. They're sitting on ETF units that they've been buying into through their employer matching and all this stuff. They have the ability, if they want to, with a few subtle adjustments to their investment accounts, they could become option writers on most of this stuff, or they could alter their existing investments into other investments where they would be able to write options against the value of what they're sitting on. They would haul in So many thousands of dollars on a monthly, quarterly basis, it would shock them. They wouldn't believe it. And therein lies the problem. There are so many investors out there who don't understand just how much cash can be had on a consistent basis from the portfolio they've already got, or a slightly modified portfolio that they've got. Um, when I mean modified slightly, you might sell units in say some ETFs you have or mutual funds. There's people out there with mutual funds that are not publicly traded. This is the worst. They could sell those off, turn around and buy listed ETFs and write options on those, or they could buy shares of, say, Apple or Tesla or GameStop or Cisco or Pfizer or HPQ or any of the Dow 30s. I mean, we're talking senior S&P 500 and Dow 30 companies, solid companies aren't going anywhere. Yeah, the stocks fluctuate, but they're not going anywhere. You can write options on this stuff to the tune of thousands of dollars at a time. And I am certain there are people who don't realize that they are in a position to retire right now, to give up the day job and not do that anymore, not struggle to get up every morning and wear themselves up physically and mentally and commute in and commute out and just get beaten up. There are people out there who have medical issues that are constantly grinding on them, whether they have bad knees or they have bad shoulders or hips, like Jennifer had, who don't realize that they don't have to work anymore. They can tend to these injuries now. Perhaps they can tend to them now as workers through insurance, but ultimately leave the job in 6 months, a year from now, completely behind because the income coming in from their existing investments that they think are generating 4, 6, 8% a year, and that's supposed to be good enough to carry them to retirement in 15 years or something. These investments could put them into a retirement situation immediately, or at the very worst, make them self-employed. And they can now be self-funded going forward with a new life, a completely new life. It blows me away how many millions and millions and millions of people have this situation in the palm of their hand right now. They've had it for 10 years, 15 years, not knowing, not realizing, and no one is going to tell them how to do that because there is no financial stockbroker out there anymore that's going to deal with people with 40, 50, 60, 80, $100,000 accounts or more. Unless you had $500,000, you're not going to talk to a stockbroker. You're not going to really get the services of an investment advisor, full attention. It's just not going to happen. You're on your own. You need $1 million or more to really get an appointment with some of these senior Wall Street outfits that claim to help you get richer. You would be talking to a financial advisor if you had one, who is probably managing $400 million now. 400 clients, $1 million each, 200 clients, $2 million each average, something like that. You'll be one of 200 customers that individual has, 200 clients. You're going to get 1/200th of their time on an ongoing basis. Just do the math. If they work 50 hours a week, and they don't, but if they did, that's 200 hours a month. You're going to get an hour of their time. You'll be lucky if you get an hour of their time. They're not going to give you an hour of their time if you've got $1 million. They're going to give an hour of their time to the $10 million client that they've got, maybe 4 of those. Then they've got a bunch in the 5, 7 million range. Then they got a bunch in the 3, 4, 5 million range. And then they have you guys, the $1 million straggler accounts. And all they're going to do is put you into some kind of an ETF fund thing that's going to measure your risk tolerance to investing in risk and all that stuff. And you're just going to be slapped into a bunch of funds, maybe five different funds at 200,000 a piece. And does it sound familiar? And you're going to get your statements automatically emailed to you. You're going to get the email thing every week from head office about how great everything is and how wonderful it is and what's going on with this and that. You're not going to read it. You're going to go, oh, this is boring because you can't understand it. The wording in there and the lingo in there, it's going to be all Wall Street gobbledygook talk, and you're not going to know what the hell's going on. And that's what they want. They want you to just give up, relax, let us manage your money. We'll pull in the massive profits and we'll give you a sliver of it. And don't ask how we do it. That's the game. And if you want to take your $1 million and go out on your own, they're going to say, oh, well, yeah, you're taking a big risk with your future. Da, 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 da. Yeah, because you're not leaving it with them. They want to risk your future. They want to be the ones risking your future by making bets rather than you. You want to turn all that around? You can, but you got to put some time into it. It's as simple as that. You get out of what you put in for anything you want to do. You want to become a carpenter? You got to learn how to become a carpenter. You just aren't born with the skill. You want to become a plumber? You gotta learn how plumbing works. You want to become a doctor? You got to go to medical school. You want to become a lawyer? You got to go to law school. What you put in will give it back to you. And in this business where we are, the good news, the really, really good news is you do not need a 6-year university and master's program to be able to manage your own money to make enough dough to live on. Thank God for that. The most amazing thing to me about the investment business is you don't need a lot of dough to pull out a lot of dough from this business. And it doesn't take 10 years to learn how to do it. Whereas you want to become just a refrigerator repairman or a refrigeration expert in skyscrapers or industrial parks or whatever, you're going to need college degrees. You're going to need licensing, apprenticeship. We're talking 4, 6, 8 years to get your ticket to now make $100,000 a year, or 120 a year, or 140 a year. There's a limit to how much you're going to make in these so-called jobs and professions. And you're not employed yourself. You're not self-employed. You're on a schedule. You have so many weeks holiday a year, and that's it. And you better report to work. And there are people out there who kill themselves and financially bury themselves into debt to get these degrees or trade tickets. And in society, in North America, in Europe, there's nothing wrong with that. That's accepted. It's accepted if you're in your teens, late teens, you decide you want to become an electrician, or you want to become a cabinet maker, or you want to become a tool and die maker, you want to become a software engineer. It's completely acceptable for you to study this trade, put 4, 5, 6, 8 years of your life into the studies, depending on how far you want to go up on it. Put yourself $250,000 in debt on some of these degrees, not all. Some only 50,000, some 80, some 200. You'll put yourself into huge debt by the time you come out, and now you roll the dice that you can find a job in that field, and that the job will make you enough dough to be able to allow you to move into perhaps your own apartment, get a vehicle, afford one anyway, and pay off those loans for years and years and years. And how many students do you know, or are you one of these students that 20 years ago you graduated and you barely just paid off your debts, or you're still doing it? I mean, there are people out there who've been working for 10 years hard. They've been getting raises every once in a while. They've graduated within the firm, and they're still making these student payments from an education that started 15 years ago or 18 years ago and finished 10 years ago. How many? Here, with this, you can learn to write options for not a lot of dough. Actually, what you need more of is your time. You need time. You can give some time into this study. It's huge, the return you're going to get. But Money? You want to spend money to learn how to write options? I have classes, $150 a class. Do you go to? Do you guys go to colleges where the class is $150 a class, where you can just take one lesson a week, or one lesson a month, and within 6 months, a year, you're able to write options fairly confidently. Is there any class like that out there in colleges that you go to? Do you check out community colleges that allow you to come in one day a week, and in 3 6 months you can make a living, be full time, self-employed? I don't know of one. I can't, off the top of my head, I can't think of one. University, how many courses do kids take at university to get in their semester studies and all that crap? It's unbelievable. And these universities are for-profit centers. Don't think they're there for charity. They're there to make money. I mean, why do you think the deans are paid 500,000 a year? The top instructors are paid 300,000 a year. I mean, these people are really well off. Who are they well off because of? The students who are just sapped with debt. I mean, think about it. If you've got 100,000 students or 10,000 students or 50,000, whatever the numbers are, and they're all owing 100 to 300,000 each at the end of the run, they're that much in debt. How many billions went into that school? How many billions went in there for those 4, 5, 6, 8 years your kids are there? It's unfathomably ridiculous. And the what's the best game in town? Become a professor. That's the best game in town. Become a tenured professor. You never get laid off, never get let go, and you're making oodles of money on the backs of these 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23-year-old kids who are just going into hawk like you can't believe. Here, I have 14 lessons available so far. They're $150 a piece whenever you want to take them. They're on my own website, stockmarkerswithbruce.ca. Nothing fancy. It's just the Canadian website because I'm a Canuck. Head over there and check out the classes and educate yourself. There's my homepage. Here's my class heading here. And there are the classes. Lesson number 1, $150. Lesson number 2, there you go. Stockmarkerswithbruce.ca. You can use PayPal to acquire these classes, and you move along. Lesson 3, lesson 4, lesson 5, lesson 6, 7, 8. Every one of these classes will add more knowledge on top of the knowledge you've already got. How to figure out spreads, how to trade call and put butterfly options. How does Uncle Bruce pick his favorite stock? Using poor man covered call writing strategies to quit your day job. And I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding about this. Quit your day job. A whole bunch of people around here have been doing this. Stock option rollover strategies. Oh, God, do you need to know that? And stink offers, stink bids, and the psychology of the markets. How to maximize profits from writing stock options. Look, these titles give you some hint of what's going on, but they don't tell you the whole story. These classes are 1.5 hours to 2 hours and 20 minutes long. They're done in front of a live audience that participates in the class. Jennifer Heston, hot lookalike wife, she's the moderator of these things. She moderates the classes, and she interrupts the lesson and asks me questions from the viewers, and I answer them, and we just keep right on going. In plain English, you're going to learn how the option market works, how the option markets function, how options are created, how they go up in value, how they go down in value, how to buy contracts back, best strategies to use to make profits on them. That's what those are. And most of the folks over here that you see talking here, especially the ones that are members of this channel, without a doubt, if their name is in green with an avatar beside them, they've taken these classes, and they're members here for a reason. They're making money. They're making a lot of money, and they're not letting go of their membership at all, because they know that if they can hang out with the professor Monday to Friday live, as the markets are pre-trading and now trading, where else can you hang out with the instructor of a class during actual market hours. I mean, come on. You can take all kinds of courses out there. You know that, and I know that. You go to Skillshare, you can go to, LinkedIn. You can go to any of these, find all kinds of courses about everything. You can do Google searches and you'll find courses about everything, anything you want to know about it. Then you tell me for $150 a class, where can you then go after watching those classes to hang out with the professor live during the trading of said stocks and options? I don't know of anybody. I don't know of anyone that does this. I know there are people out there who have channels and they talk to you about the market, but they're trading the market themselves. They're in it for their own well-being, and they got you to kind of come along and help subsidize their losses because they're getting advertising revenue from YouTube while you're watching them trade, and they're getting paid by YouTube to, be on the air. If they make 3, 4, 5 grand a month on that, that at least pays their bills, and whatever they win and lose on the market is separate. I don't trade. I don't trade any stock. I don't write options. I talk about it. You guys do the trading. You guys are the ones who are making the dough. How do I make a living? Simple. I get paid by people who watch me who are members of this channel. The members of this channel are what keep me on the air. And those who take my classes, yes, that $150, I get some of that money. I mean, there's fees and PayPal and whatever. But yeah, and the more successful you folks become, the more folks watch this channel, which means the more people become members of this channel and the more people who will want to take my classes. And so I'm a winner if you're a winner. It has to be a two-way street. I can't give you mother of all short squeeze picks and pray to God that one of the 15 I've given you work out. That's not how this works here. We're talking about bringing income in on a consistent basis, which means these option writing strategies that we talk about here, they have to work all the time. They can't only work 1 week and then 3 weeks they don't work at all, and then we don't make any money for 3 months, and then we finally make a little bit of money. I would be off the air in 6 months, gone. Option writing strategies that we talk about here have to work all the time because you folks have bills. You folks have cash flow needs. And so you have to have cash flow coming in from your investments. And that's what I keep coming back to time after time after time. I don't give you guys advice to become a millionaire on one transaction. There is no such thing as that other than a lottery ticket. And that isn't an investment strategy. That is a gamble. This option writing is an investment strategy. And I am turning you people into micro asset managers, absolute micro, because unless you're handling $1 billion, you are a nothing burger in the world of Wall Street asset management. You're a nothing burger, okay? As I've said earlier, there are salespeople or sales reps or asset managers, they call them now, who work at various investment houses where if they take you on as a client and you've got $1 million, $2 million bucks, you're being added into their stable of between 150 and 550 clients. They might have 3 assistants to help with the management of their 500 clients. But that rep, that one person is probably sitting on $1 billion of assets, of cash assets, valued assets of his or her clients being managed by all kinds of people on their behalf. Your so-called person doesn't do any trading for you. They just slough the money off to the head office, and they are the ones who do the trading in bulk. That's the name of the game out there, where what I'm doing with you guys is I'm giving you the hands-on stick. I'm putting you behind the wheel of the car, and you're going to steer the ship down the road, shift the gears, put the indicator on, adjust the air conditioning, and put the music on. Let's get going. I want to rock. You guys have the opportunity to take control of your life through this channel if you want it. But honestly, if you're happy getting 3, 6, 8% on your money when inflation is 6, 8, 10%, knock yourself out. Go ahead. But don't come crying to me or any of your relatives in 15 years when you're going, I was 40 and 15 years now, I'm 55 and I can't retire. I don't see a retirement in my future. I'm going to have to work until I die because my investments through my employer didn't work out. My investments through these, long-term investing strategies, it's not working out because you left it to somebody else who doesn't give a crap about your performance. They don't care. They're here for the percentage of the action. They're taking 2% of the value of your account as a management fee, and that's how they live. And they might get a percentage of profits on top of that, and you get the rest. And yeah, they'll say to you, look, you're getting 8%. We're only getting 2.5. You're doing great. But that 2.5 that they're getting on the billions and billions and billions and billions that they're managing is where that's where their private jets are paid for at the top end. That's where their wonderful Hampton estates come from. That is where their 2-week wonderful vacation in Paris comes from. That is how they go to the Belmont Stakes. That is how they go to the Kentucky Derby. That's how they personally go to the Indianapolis 500 on your dime. They're the ones in the Super Bowl stadium watching the Super Bowl game in the corporate suites because they're handling hundreds of billions of people's money, taking their 2.5% off the top and living life to the fullest. And they never tell you to sell, ever. That you never sell, because that means you take the money out. You're never going to do that. All I'm trying to do is get you to take your dough, put it in your hands and say, can you make 20% on your money, 30% on your money instead of taking 6, 7, or 8? People here are making a ton more than that. A ton more. If you're an option writer, you're joining the elite asset managers of Wall Street and in Frankfurt, in Tokyo, London, and any other financial center around the world. You're joining those folks in managing your money from your house. It's unbelievable, but it's true, and it's available to you if you want it, but you have got to want it. And what really blows my mind is how many women step up and say, enough's enough. I've had enough of this crap. I don't like getting pushed around anymore. I don't like being treated like a second-class citizen. I am going to take control of my money, my children's future, and my grandchildren's future. I'm going to take control of it. I'm going to listen to this guy. I'm going to take some of his classes. I'm going to ask him questions. I might do a one-on-one with him, and I'm going to figure it out for myself. And it's only going to run me a few $100s to already know whether there's anything to this or not. Because after 2 or 3 or 4 classes, you ought to know. You should have a handle on whether this can work or not. You stick around here for a week or two with this gang, you follow what these people are saying all the time, you'll know very quickly whether these people are paid to be here, all pretenders, or they're the real deal. I haven't got time for paid pretenders. I haven't got the budget for that. I can't pay people to tell you how great things are. I haven't got the time, haven't got the energy. I'm 67. I'm not 37. If I were 37, you should be skeptical about what I'm talking to you about. Because if I'm 35, 36, 37, 38 years old, you got to be looking at me going, why does this young punk think he knows so much? I've been around a while, and I don't know how much longer I've got to do this. Best friend of mine just had a triple bypass. Didn't know he had a heart problem. He doesn't know how much time he's got left. He's feeling better now, thank goodness. But surprise, surprise, a triple bypass. Just like that. You got to be kidding me. You think that I don't ask myself, how do you feel? How you doing? You all right? How long can you keep doing this? I love doing this. I love being with you. But you don't want to be here unless you're serious about making money. If you're here for a good time, great. But don't waste my time with jokes. Give me business questions. Give me market questions. Talk to me about what's happening in the marketplace. Let me try to help you. If I can help you get richer, I'm probably helping 20 other viewers get richer who aren't asking the question, but they're listening to the answer. If you haven't taken classes from my website, you're not serious. You're pretending. You're fooling yourself that you think you can make this work. Are my classes the best of all time? No. They're not. But do they work? Yeah. Yeah, they work. Are they gonna get you certain way down the road to being able to write options on an ongoing basis? Yes, they will. And if you take them all, you're going to cough up $2,100. That's the investment you have to decide to make if you want to take all of my classes. Not $150,000, not a 6 year college program. You don't have to move away from your mommy and daddy and all that stuff. You can do it while you're working. You can do it while you're raising your kids. You can do it while you're trying to figure out what's going to happen to your life. And I am pretty sure that after you take a few of these classes, you're going to go, I'm watching all of these. I'm going to watch all of these because what this guy's talking about is exactly what these folks are talking about here. And I can verify that these people make this kind of money. I can easily verify that if one of these viewers over here says that they just bought these contracts or wrote those contracts and bought them back, I can check the history of that option trade. I can check the history of that stock trade. I mean, stock quotes are available anywhere for free. Charts, how many charts would you like to watch on the stock market? My God, it's endless. You want to go to the Chicago Board of Trade, you can go to the Chicago Mercantile Exchange and check out the history of every contract, every offer that's out there right now. So you can verify whether these people are bunking you or not. They're not. They're telling you really what's happening to them. You want to join this crowd over here and start making some serious dough? Step up and join the party. Otherwise, look, there's a lot of fluff burger people out there. There's a lovely number of TikTokers out there making all kinds of cute pussycat videos if you want to watch that and just drift away into the ether and just, not give a crap. But don't come crying to anyone else in the next few years where you're broke, you've lost your job, or you've lost your retirement just isn't paying off, or you're just so frustrated, you're in the middle class lifestyle, or it's someone else's fault. It's no one else's fault. It's your fault. If you don't take the bootstraps and tighten them yourself, who do you think is going to do it for you? Sorry for the tough talk, but I love you. And sometimes tough love is what you need. I love you guys. Thank you all for being here. This is good stuff. I'm excited for today. I'm excited about how the markets have been going this past week. I'm not surprised that the markets are doing what they're doing. I have been telling you guys we've been oversold for I don't know how long, all through December. We had tax loss selling up the here. Notice you don't hear any of this talk on Wall Street. I don't think you're hearing any analyst on any of these TV shows with the talking heads talking to you about what's been going on the last 2 months and why the market's doing what it's doing. What they're probably doing is they're probably saying the markets are where they are because of anticipated earnings that are coming up and this is happening. That's not it. We're oversold. We had artificial selling coming to this market from all angles, all over the place, because the tax rules for most Western countries are so onerous against individual investors. They hate individual investors. You have to know if you're an average person in Canada, the United States, the UK, Britain, anywhere in Europe, I mean, you are hated by your politicians. You know why you're hated? You vote. This is a problem. You vote, which means their jobs are always on the line, and you want stuff. And they don't like it. They don't like you pestering them like that. They love corporations. They love corporations because they just give corporations what they want and then they leave them alone and then they fund them for reelection. You don't fund politicians enough for reelection. You're not that important to a politician who is a lifer, will never leave the Senate or the Congress unless it's in a body bag. They will never, ever leave. These folks keep getting reelected by super PACs. Super PACs are funded by corporations. Politicians love corporations. They hate individual taxpayers. There are no breaks handed to Americans. They say there are. They say massive tax breaks for families in Canada, the US, USA, Britain. The reality, though, is the biggest tax breaks and the most lucrative write-offs and the greatest, social handouts, social society handouts are handed out to corporations, and corporations promise the world and underdeliver. But it's okay because as long as the super PAC is funded and all those lobbyists in Wall Street and go to Washington and Ottawa in Canada, London in the UK, Berlin in Germany, These lobbyists just keep their politicians under control and they keep the good times coming. And when US airlines lose a piss pot of money, what do? They go to the government for bailouts. And what do US airlines do when they make a piss pot of money? They buy their stock back. They don't invest in software to improve the system for the passengers. They'll take over their competitors before they'll improve their own in-house operations. And that's why Southwest Airlines is a mess. That's why American Airlines is up to here in debt. So is United. So are all the other airlines. They're in an absolute mess. American Airlines are the joke of international air travelers. International air travelers laugh at Americans when they land in Heathrow on a United Airlines flight. They laugh at them because you guys could have come over here on British Airways. You could have flown Cathay Pacific. You could have. Why don't you guys go on Emirates airplanes? They're not even 7 years old. You can't believe the level of service in economy on these planes. Well, that's the problem. In America, it's all a closed shop. The airlines have got the lobbyists all over Washington, the FAA, they own those guys. And they're not going to upgrade their planes unless they absolutely have to. They're not going to upgrade their software systems. They're not going to upgrade their logistics. They're going to offload their maintenance of their planes to third world countries. You think that American Airlines has massive repair facilities in the United States? Think again. American Airlines ship their planes to Mexico and other countries and get them refurbished there with third world labor rates. And they buy back their stock on the open market when they have excess cash lying around. And then they go to the government for the next bailout. This is the way it is. And it drives me nuts. I'm the only one talking about it. You're not going to find this anywhere else because there are analysts out there who work for big Wall Street brokerage firms. These guys get paid millions, if not billions of dollars in fees from all these businesses to help them raise cash and make them more valuable, make them more successful. And part of that is these entities need good PR to be able to be allowed to go to government for bailouts or government contracts, no bid contracts. How many of those have we seen over the decades? You've heard about it. It's true. No bid contracts for certain jobs, certain whatever. And the American taxpayer is getting hosed like you can't believe. Same with the Canadian taxpayer, the British taxpayer. We're getting ripped off left, right, and center because we have accomplices in the governments who are aiding and abetting these massive corporate machines with their lobbyists to make it work for them. And so you're on your own, kids. You got to make it work for you. The government is not going to bail you out. It's not happening. Do you remember during the pandemic how many senators in the United States were pissed off because Americans were getting money to stay at home? Did you hear that? Did you remember those one-liners where moms and dads couldn't go to work? They were forbidden to go to work. The offices were shut down. And so they were being handed money through the Fed and through through the government to be able to pay bills. And they were being accused of being lazy bastards by their own elected officials. And it's time to cut these payments off and force these people to go back to work. That was the line of all kinds of senators and congresspeople. That is their mentality because as far as they're concerned, they got it going on. If you're a senator in the United States, you only run once every 6 years. You got all kinds of committee assignments on top of your so-called seat. You got all kinds of write-offs. You have all kinds of corporations showering you with free jet travel and all kinds of other so-called gifts. It used to be really prolifically bad. And you're the one considered to be the lazy bum. It's unbelievable. And again, the difference between America and other countries, and Canada too, we fear our governments. In France, they fear the people. It's totally different. In Europe, most country governments fear their population because they know they can be kicked out at any time. Where here in our countries, we fear the big bad government. And it's from the local cop shop to the FBI, to the CIA, to the special ops people, the gumboot people, city officials, our local prosecutors, our judges. We fear our own government. more than they fear us. They don't fear us whatsoever. They view us as a nuisance. And how many innocent people get kicked around? It is absolutely ridiculous. You're on your own. You got to take control of your life. You can do it one way financially, but you got to want to do it. And so I hope it works for you. We're up 44 points this morning on the Dow pre-market, 13 on S&P, 16 on 63 on Nasdaq. Crude oil up $1 at 81.25. The oil shills are out there. The oil boys are spending the money now to really ramp up the price of oil. Oh, oil is going to go crazy. It's going to be a cruel winter. What? Cruel winter? There are ski resorts in Switzerland that can't open. They haven't got any damn snow over there. What are you talking about? What about the ski resorts in North America? Some are open, some are closed. Buffalo's getting a lot of snow. The Sierra Madres are getting a lot of snow. And then there's a drought all over the place. There's oil. We're going to have an oil problem. I don't know about an oil problem. I think there's gasoline available anywhere you want. If there's really an oil shortage, I mean a worldwide problem, then every third world country right now would not have oil available for its population. But you can get oil in Nigeria. You can get gasoline in Somalia. You can buy. You can get fuel anywhere. What's the big deal? Even Venezuela, you can buy gasoline, and they're supposedly inept. No, there's no shortage. There's fuel all over the place. Warm winter, more or less, mostly, and crude everywhere. And how much oil would you like from Russia? Under the table, cash, 35% off the world price. Anytime. Anytime. You want to buy gas, oil for $50 a barrel? That can be arranged. Cash can solve all problems. And the folks in India and the folks in Saudi Arabia, the folks in China, they're buying Russian oil at steep discounts to help their pal out. And a lot of us just tend to not pay attention to that. I find it disturbing that India is a friend of Russia. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with Pakistan being pals of Russia. I have a problem with China. I have a problem with Saudi Arabia. I have a problem with South Africa being friends with Russia. I got a problem with that because when they have an issue, who do they come running to? NATO and the friends in the West. I have a problem with these guys. You want our help to make your worlds better, and yet you guys want to support these morons? I got a problem with that. But then again, I'm just an old man. I'm not elected. You don't have to worry about me. I'm no threat to you. I'm just trying to help my viewers get richer. So what can I say? Welcome all. Love ranting, though. It's kind of fun, isn't it? Nice to have you here. What's going on with ATIP? Have you noticed? Have you noticed the ATIP lately? What is happening with ATIP? 48 cents a share this morning in the pre-market, up 1.5 cents. Look at the Spire, up 6 cents to 139 now. Nice. Matterport up 6 cents to 323. We got Cyxtera up 6 cents here to 260. Apple's up a buck. Goldman down 53 cents. The worst might be over there. Cisco up a dime. Tesla up 531 to 136.80. ARC up 50 cents. Microsoft up 223, Pfizer up 7, HBQ up 13, Google's up 81 cents. Very interesting morning here to start the day. Rocket Lab up 6 cents to 554, SoFi 566 up 2, and GameStop 22.11 up 30 cents a share. Giddy up, I say, giddy up. What an interesting market we have going on here today, to say the least. And it'll be interesting for the rest of the week. This is, of course, a short week. It's Wednesday. Don't forget to join me tonight at 8 o'clock. Prime time with your buddy, Uncle Bruce. If you can stand the ranting. We have 129 thumbs ups in the house. Just hit 130. We have 16 minutes to go before we open for trading. Would love to hit 200 thumbs ups before we open for trading, if that is possible. If any of you out there can throw the thumbs up button a little hit there, please nail it and help us get to 200 thumbs ups in the next 16 minutes before we open for trading. We need 70 more in 16. So 5 a minute, 4.5 a minute. Help us out. 133 are in now. Bring it on, people. Thank you so much for the help. and all the encouragement. We love you. What is going to happen with this market today? That is the question. We're showing the Dow up like now 55, 16 on S&P, 77-point gain on NASDAQ. We had a good drop yesterday of 300 odd points on the Dow Jones. We gave up 391 points yesterday on the Dow. How much is that going to be recovered today? Is it going to be a flat day? Are we going lower? I don't know if we're going lower. I really am not so sure about that. We'll see. What else is going on here? We've got UK nurses stage new walkout as strike wave intensifies. That is definitely a group of people that are underappreciated these days, not only over there but over here. The U.S. stock futures edge up after wholesale inflation and retail sales data with more earnings ahead. See what else is going on here. These are just headlines going across right now. They keep talking about a soft landing, soft landing, soft landing. It's unbelievable to me. This is absolute fantasy land that some of these analysts are in. They just think that, everything will be fine. Don't worry. Don't sell your stock. Don't pull your stock out of Wall Street. We'll be fine. Leave it with us. We'll keep managing for you. We'll have a soft landing. It'll all be good. I don't think so. I'm not quite so sure about a soft landing really being in the cards. I think there will be certain sectors that might have a soft landing. Certain sectors may not be affected at all by a slowdown. And then there might be certain sectors that get the crap kicked out of them. And, they'll be sloughed off to the back and, we'll hear about the other side. I just don't see a soft landing, but I don't see a disaster either. I don't yet see an economic complete calamity. Why? Because the labor market is really strong in North America in particular. The labor market in Canada and the US is extremely good. 70% of the economy is a service economy, and every restaurant needs help. Every food court needs help. Go to a shopping mall and you can get jobs inside the stores. You can get a job working for the management company of the shopping mall. You can get jobs for the security companies that help with security of the shopping mall. I mean, all the sub-trades and all the connected businesses, they're dying for customers. How many places have you gone where you've seen the help wanted sign? Sure, say a lot of these jobs don't pay a lot of dough as far as, they're high-end producing jobs, but these are jobs that even the minimum wagers are having no trouble finding work. And they're finding work at much higher rates per hour than they were 3 years ago. And these folks spend every dime they get. I mean, they get an extra $500 a month in their hand. They're spending it because inflation is hitting them hardest. They're the poorest. They're the ones with the kids. They're the ones trying to keep their families going. That is the heart of a good chunk of America and Canada. These folks keep the money flowing in the country. Those with well-to-do incomes who have more than they need, they're the problem child because they may or may not spend the money they're making in the country they live in. They may actually spirit some of that cash out of the country and buy a new villa in Costa Rica or pick up a nice little place in the French Riviera. They're not necessarily going to put it into Peoria, into their hometowns. They're expanding their world and they're taking their money wherever they want to spend it. Whereas the middle class and lower, every dime they have, they put right back into their local community because they're trying to survive. And those are the folks that need the most help and deserve the most to make it go of it, because they're the ones paying a lot of our bills. We just don't want to recognize it, perhaps. Politicians do not recognize it. Some do, but they're called socialists. The rest just ignore the hard done by, and they concentrate on the folks that elect them, corporations through super PACs. Anyway, we'll see how things go today. 22.19 right now on GameStop, looking pretty good. We're opening in 11 minutes. Keeping our eye on these markets. Tesla up 537 at 136.86. If you guys out there own Tesla shares or you've been writing Tesla calls lately and you've written 105s, 110s, 115s, now is the time to take a look at the possibility of rollovers. Now, I keep mentioning this and I will keep on mentioning this. You do not have to do a rollover where you go from, say, a 110 contract all the way to a 140 contract in one fell swoop. You do not have to do that. What you can do and look to do is a series of rollovers over the next few days, weeks, next month or so. And what I mean by that is you might go from a 110 contract you have now, and you might buy it back and write a 115 or a 120 contract for a few months further out. The objective being simple: whatever you pay to buy back a contract you've written, you want to be able to get that much or more money on the next contract you write. You're not going to get more money if you write a contract way higher in a strike price. It's just not going to happen. But if you're going from 110s to 120s and you can bring in $5 a share additional income, which is 500 a contract, that's a good move because you've moved up $10 in strike price. That's $1,000 for 100 shares. And you've moved up $500 in cash, total $1,500 gain on that one rollover. Whether it's one call, 6 calls, 18 calls, it doesn't matter. On Tesla, you may find that you move into the 120 level, and 2 weeks from now, you're in a position where you could theoretically move to a 130 level, 125 level. You're always watching the option chain for the opportunity to do it. If you have calls that are expiring in this month, January or February, you can now look at March, April, or May contracts. In some cases, you'll be able to write May or June contracts that can bring you $10 more than what you're getting, or you can move up another level in the strike. So you can go from 110s instead to 120s. You might go to 125s and still bring in more cash, or as much cash and go to 130s. You have to shop it out. You've got to keep an eye on your option contracts for this feature. The key here is to move up the strike of your call, because if you are going to be theoretically exercised, surprisingly exercised, you want to be exercised at a higher price. And if a call is a 120 call, it's now 16 in the money, 17 in the money. You're going to get more than $17 for it. But if it's 3-4 months out, you might get $25 or $30 for that call, making it worth your while to buy back the call you've written, move into that one, move your strike up, bring in the extra cash. What else can I tell you? Those of you who have not written calls, you've been waiting for the right moment. This might be it. We're at 136.95. Could be 145s, 150s that you write now. You might write a 150 call, good for 3 or 4 months for a fat premium, giving you lots of time to decide what to do if you need to do anything, bringing in cash right now because of the time you're offering, and allowing you now to shop around what to do next, whether you're going to buy more shares of Tesla or whether you're going to buy shares of something else or deepen the money calls of some other stock. Totally up to you. This is the benefit of a rising market. The key for you guys is your GameStop shares are 22.21. That means those $10 calls that you bought deep in the money, $10 calls for Jan 2025, they have gone up nicely in value the last week. From the $16 level to the $22 level, we have a $6 gain in GameStop shares. That means a $6 book value gain on your deep in the money calls. Now, for some of you, you're saying at me, you're yelling at my screen going, Bruce, I paid $14 for those and they went all the way down to $8. I'm just coming back to where I was. And I'm going, good. It's a long-term program. It's all right. You're writing short-term calls against these. You might do rollovers. You might not. The key here is those of you who've been buying deep in the money calls the entire time, as the shares kept dropping and dropping, you kept loading up on those deep in the money calls. There are those of you who are watching me who I know you're sitting on $8 calls, 850s, 9s, 950s, 10s, 1050s. You paid a real nice price for those, and they're now sitting at 13, 13 and a half and climbing. Lovely. You're ahead on those. Maybe you're averaging down on all of your calls. Your calls are now averaging 950 or 1050 a piece. Great. You're going to keep writing. You're just going to keep writing calls. On those calls, you're going to keep doing rollovers. And if you have to do rollovers where you buy back and write a higher strike, you'll do so. And if you have to write out 3 months or 5 months or 6 months or 7 months or 8 months, you'll do it. You will write further out. You will hand time to investors, to gamblers for lots of cash. That is what you're willing to do at these higher prices. You're very much eager to do it. You're quite happy to do it. Shares want to top out at 22, 23 or something. Fine. They want to go to 24, 25. Fine. You have a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 month contract out there. You got a lot of time to decide what to do next. And you can always roll those if necessary. Shares want to back off a bit, back to 1750, 1850 for a while. You're happy. You've written 22s or 20s. You used to have 17, 18s. You've now written 20s, 21s, 22. Great. Shares back off. You're out of the money on those calls. They're going to drop in value. You'll buy them back and you'll write closer in time calls and closer in premium calls. The downshift strategy we talk about here. You're always in the game. I'm excited. This looks great. I'm going to keep on top of all this, see what happens. Whew, we got tons to watch. We got 4 minutes to go before we start trading. We have a whole lot of things going on. 154 thumbs ups have come in. Thank you for another 24 thumbs ups in the last few minutes. I appreciate it. We have 4 minutes to go. I need 46 more thumbs ups. If you can help out hitting that thumbs up button, please nail it now. Do you like making money? Hit the thumbs up button. You love writing options? I appreciate on you. Hit the thumbs up button. You love the fact that you're taking control of your life and you are going to be quitting your day job in the not too distant future. And you're going to do some traveling that you never thought you were going to do before. Hit the thumbs up button and tell the world how happy you are with how things are coming your way. Thank you all so very much. Let me know what thumbs up you are. Miraculous. I'm number 150. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. Oh my, oh my. And what's all? Bruce, could you explain the way you bought stock with the money you got from being exercised? And you're short stock. Tell me you're talking to a 10-year-old, please. Well, if you have, say, 1,000 shares of GameStop, or you have 500 shares of Tesla, or 200, whatever it is, you got Cisco, Pfizer, HPQ, whatever, and you get exercised, and you own, let's say you own deep in the money calls that you're using to write calls, and then your calls get exercised, okay? What's going to happen? You're going to wake up the next morning and your account's going to have a bunch of money in it. You're going to still own your deep in the money calls. They're sitting there. Their value has gone up because the stock obviously went up because you got exercised. You're not going to have deep in the money. You're not going to have short-term calls written anymore against your position because you got exercise. So those calls have been taken away. You keep the money you got for those calls. You may have used the money to buy deep in the money calls to write more calls. It doesn't matter. You're short stock. So it'll tell you you're short 1,000 GameStop shares, and you got bought out at $18 a share because you wrote 18s. You got $4 for them when you wrote them a few weeks ago. Total $22 is what you ended up getting. But you spent the $4. Those $4 you bought more deep in the money calls and wrote. Okay. You're short 1,000 shares, just as an example. Okay. What are you going to do now? They're trading at $22 a share. You got 18 grand in your account, $18 a share, 1,000 shares. The shares are $22, and you got your deep in the money calls. What are you going to do now? Well, what you want to do is you want to write stock options against your deep in the money calls, but you're going to have to cover your stock short position here. You got to cover the short position, but you can't do it all in one shot because you need 4,000 extra dollars and you don't have it. Well, there's a solution to that problem. If you have 18,000 in the account, you can take, say, you could buy 500 shares at $22 each, which is $11,000 out of the 18 grand. You can buy 500 shares back, and now you're only short 500 shares. You don't have 18 grand in the bank anymore. You got 7,000 in the bank there, but you bought back 500 shares. Now you can write 5 contracts. You're going to write 5 new contracts now. Which ones are they going to be? They're going to be probably 23s or 24s because the stock's at $22. So you're going to look for $23, $24 contracts 2, 3, 4, 5 months out. What are you after? You're looking for $4, $5, $6 a share in cash. You're looking to write calls for big money. So you're not going to write 2-week contracts. You're going to write 3-month, 4-month, 5-month contracts. Open up the option book, find it. So let's say you write calls at $5 a piece. You bring in $5 per call. You're going to write 5 of them. There's $2,500. The $2,500 gets added to the 7,000 left over from that 18 grand you had when you bought those 500 shares. You now have $9,500. All right. You still need to buy 500 shares to finish off your position. That's 11 grand. You've only got 9,500. You haven't got enough. That's all right. What are you going to do now? You're going to buy 400 more shares instead of 500 shares. That's $8,800, $22 a piece. So you buy those, you write 4 new contracts for $5 each. There's $2,000 more in. That $2,000 added to the 700 left over you had, you have $2,700. What do you need? $2,200 to buy your last 100 shares. You buy the last 100, you write the last contract for 500 more, and you add that back in. So guess what? You now have your 10 deep in the money calls that are way up here. You do not have any short positions on the stock. You bought all the stock back, and you've written 10 new contracts. And you've written 10 contracts that are 23s or 24s. If the shares stay at the 22 level, the 24 level for a week or 2 or 3, those calls you wrote at $5 are going to stay at around $4.50 to $5. The shares back off to $20 for a while. A week or 2 or 3 down the road, they back off to 20. Those $5 calls aren't going to be at 5 anymore because the stock is $2, $4 out of the money. You wrote 24s, the stock's at 20. That $5 contract will be $3.50. And you'll be sitting back going, oh, I can buy back these anytime I want at $3.50. If another week goes by and the stock just sits at 20, 25, it doesn't really go anywhere, those calls are going to keep dropping 25 cents a week because they too are running out of time. Eventually they run out of time. And right now they're worthless. They're out of the money. Under 24, they're worthless. Only time premium is on there. And so as each day goes by, each week goes by, these calls will drop in value. You are obligated to buy them back to get into something else. Well, the plan here is, in your mind, has to be, well, I'd love to buy these calls back for, say, $2 and then write new calls for $5 each and take $3 cash off the table. That's $3,000, $300 a call times 10 calls. What do I do with the $3,000? I might buy some more deep in the money calls and write some more. Yes. Sound familiar? Yes. You're not afraid to be exercised if it happens. You have ways to get yourself over it and through it and just keep on writing and keep on writing. Keeping in mind that the higher the shares go, the higher your deep in the money contracts are becoming, the more valuable they're becoming. GameStop at 22 means the 10s are worth 12 plus premium. They're probably trading at 13 and a half bucks a piece. At $26 a share, those $10 calls are $1,600 each plus premium. They're probably worth $17.5 each, $17.50 a piece. You didn't pay $1,750 for each of those contracts. If your average is $11, you're up $6,500 a contract. Nice. Or $650 contract times 10, $6,500. Some of you have 30 calls. Some of you have got 50 calls. It's leverage now coming your way. Okay. We don't mind stocks going up in price. We really don't. Welcome, one and all. Larry, you've done the deed. We're up, we're running, we're open, we're ready to roll. Yeehaw. Jennifer, I sold March 17, 18, 19, and $20 GameStop calls. Should I roll them out and up or just sit back and wait? What do you think? Check your option chain and see what you can get for them. What will they cost you once we open after 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes? What can you write to replace them with? So can you write, instead of, you buy back 17, 18s, sorry, you buy back 18, 19s, and 20s. Could you write 20s, 21s, and 22s? You might only buy back the 18s and 19s, leave the 20s alone, and then turn the 18s and 19s into 20s and 21s. If you have to write further out to April, May, or June, you might have to do that to afford the cost to buy back these March 18s or 19s. This all depends on what the stock's trading at, what direction are we going, and you don't have to do it today. There's no urgency to do anything this minute. Stock's at $21.95 right now. We're open. Thank you. We're up and trading, but we're at $21.95. We're not $29.95. We're $21.95. The key now is where are we going to be at later today and later this week? And we all know that in 15 minutes the shares could be trading at 20.05, and that puts those 20s only 5 cents in the money. or $1.05 in the money, and the 18s and 19s are in the money, but not as much as. So keep an eye open. The key here is, though, if you buy back your 18s, you want to write the next call to replace those as soon as possible, because you don't want the stock to drop $1 by the time you get that other one sold. You want to move over to the other call, get it written, but do one at a time. Buy the 18 back, then write the next call. Buy the 19s back, some or all, however you're doing it, and then immediately write the next call. That's how you want to do it. Don't do it as a market order on the app where it's called rollover. Don't do the rollover app because it's market orders on both sides. You'll get hosed. I want you to get the call back for as low as you can buy it for, and then be the writer at the best price you can get. Predetermine which call you're going to write the minute you get back the call you want to get back. Okay, have that figured out. All right. I hope that helps. I hope that, I'm sure it does. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Let's see, get rid of this Yahoo over here, and let's get our channel to head over here to comments only from members, because we get those morons coming in here all the time. You know how it is, kids. You know how it is. We get the lurkers, those bad lurkers coming around here, unfortunately. Which we don't need. Okay, member-only commentary for the show. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Please become a member of this channel. Help us out and keep us on the air. Join the party. Join the group of the finest YouTubers that are out there. We'd love to have you become part of our family. Thank you all so much for being part of the family. If you're already a member of this channel, if you're a Gold Bagel member, join me tonight, 8 o'clock prime time for Uncle Bruce. Okay, thank you all. 183 thumbs up, so only need 17 more. Keep them coming, guys. Appreciate that. We're almost at 200 thumbs ups already today. Okay. Here we go. Thank you, Susan Shops About. Thank you, Larry, for that, for the hitting the bells. Appreciate it. JR, thanks you as well. Let's take a look at the markets. Let's see how we're doing. I think we got a 22-point gain on the Dow right now. Early indication, 7 minutes in. The GameStop is at 2163, down 17. Watching that, we've got ATIP at 47.6, up 1.2 cents. Tesla 134.86, up 337. We have SoFi 566, up 2 cents. Apple's up 87 cents, 136.81. HBQ bouncing back a bit, up 18 cents, 27.78. Google's up 56 cents. Moderna's up $12 this morning. Must be some good medical news there. Cisco, $48, up 8 cents. Pfizer down 31 cents. IBM down 128. Microsoft up 55. ME is up a half a penny. Rocket Lab at the moment is showing an 9 cent loss, at 539. Had a good day yesterday on Rocket Lab. It was up 50. What a day. Rocket Lab down 9 today. Matterport up 4 cents. SmartRent up 5.5. Spire is unchanged at 133, and Sexter is up 13 to $2.67. The Sexter, a low of the year, 153. We're now at 267. That's in a week and a half. Nice turnaround there. Spire at 133. The low of all time was 86.3 cents. So that's been a nice almost 50-cent rebound, almost 60% rebound there. SmartRent at 277, the all-time low, 203. So I have 74-cent recovery. Nice to see that. Hopefully much more coming. Companies sitting on a mountain of money. Matterport at 322. The 52-week low was 237. We're almost up about 85, 90 cents from the low. Rocket Lab at 538, the 52-week low, 348. We're almost $2 higher than the low, 66% higher. Lovely. ME at 252, the low of all time was 202. We're now 50 cents higher, 25% gain from the lows. So it's great to see these former SPACs bouncing back up, coming on. We are also noticing it, obviously, on ATIP, and we're noticing it on SoFi. The ATIP all-time low was 22.4 cents. We've more than doubled from the all-time low. Didn't take much, really. I knew it wouldn't take much, but Now, can we go through 50 to 60 and get our way back to $1? That's the question. SoFi, 562 right now. We're just down 2 cents. The low of all time, 424. So this is $1.35 something gain from the low. Almost 40% higher so far. And I think SoFi has a ways to go from here. We're back to even 564 on SoFi, 564 unchanged. Apple up 120, HPQ up 21, Tesla 134.80. Looks like Tesla wants to go to 135 and higher. ATIP 47.6 up 1.2 cents. GameStop 21.64 now, just down 16 cents on the session. We have the Dow up 64 points, S&P up 13, NASDAQ up 69.5, and oil up 179 in Texas. There you have it. That's what's going on, everybody. Welcome all to the program. JR, let's go. ATIP, SoFi, and Rugman. Moonman Moo, I just purchased 100 shares of SoFi. My average is 757 with 4,200 shares. You're getting closer and closer and closer. Moonman Moo, it's going to be so much fun when they hit $15 and you start hauling in $2 premiums at a time. That's going to be $8,400 coming to your way on a $2 premium, right? Nice. Really, that's going to help lower your cost and pay you back for all the suffering, all the time you've waited. You're going to be well rewarded. I can't wait. I'm so pumped about it. Yeah, let's see how it goes. It's exciting stuff. Yeehaw, baby. 72-point gain on the Dow right now. Coming on again. More upward movement. 21.66 on GameStop, only down 14 cents. So we got some movement there. Up 3 on Tesla, up 2 now on SoFi, 566. We're green on SoFi, 130 gain on Apple. Google up 63, Cisco up 13, Moderna up $13. Pfizer down 37, IBM down 115, Microsoft up 59, ME 1.2 cents higher. Matterport up 6, SmartRent up 6.5, Rocket Lab down 9, and Spire down 3, Cyxtera up 11. A lot of mixed markets. We got $1 gain on Amazon, Home Depot up 5.94, Netflix down $2. Vanek Vectors SMH down is up 3.23 now to $230. The low on SMH for the last 52 weeks, 166.97. That wasn't too long ago. That was October-ish. Yeah, that was October. That was a 166, 34 and 30, $64 gain since then. Nice recovery. And people write options on these, and they get nice premiums on that stuff. Interesting, isn't it? All right, 80-point gain now, 86 on the Dow. Thank you very much. JR, Uncle Bruce, thank you for the explanation of rolling up and out during upswings and down and in during drops in the markets. I made a lot of sense finally to this thick-headed old guy. You might be hairless, but I'm thick. Financial mischief. I did a rollover on my GameStop today. I had sold a May 2023 21.25. I bought it back for $5.15. I rolled it out to October 23.20, sold it for $6.40. I'm okay with this move. Right on. Big money move there. Cool bean stuff. If it backs off, you'll buy those calls back for less and you'll roll back down closer in. Not a problem. Cool going. 103-point gain on the Dow. The GameStop's only down 9 cents. 21.71 on GameStop. We're pushing the high of the day again on GameStop here. Let's see what's going on. U.S. industrial output records steepest monthly decline since September 2021, apparently. That's good for the market. Interest rates might be not so aggressively pushed. But the St. Louis Fed's Bullard says benchmark interest rates still not restrictive. So he wants higher rates. I figure 0.5 point's coming in the first week of February. That's my prediction, but we'll see. D.A. Truda, Uncle Bruce, I just bought another GameStop, $125, $10 call for $13. I just sold a February $21 call for $3.30 against it. Now there you go. There's what you're doing. $3.30 against a $13 purchase. Absolutely phenomenal. That is a fantastic amount of money. It really, That's a lot of money. That is what, almost a quarter of the value of this thing. Six, yeah, three, yeah, that's a quarter of the cost of that call. That's fantastic. That is really fantastic. If he buys this back, DH buys these back for say a buck 30, $2 will be cleared, a rollover will be made, and another 330 comes in. And if it's a $2 rollover every time in DH's favor, this is paid for in 6 rollovers. This contract can be written for 2 years on this contract. This is beautiful. I love this. Nice going. Well done, DH Ruda. And all of you doing exactly the same thing. Congrats. We're down 18 cents on GameStop, 21.62 as we continue to watch this market following it here. We're now ahead on this market by 78 right now for the Dow. And I'm showing 11 points on S&P, 61 on NASDAQ. Tesla's up 246. SoFi's up 4 now to 568. Apple up 108. 121 on Apple, 137.15. GameStop 21.50 down 30. ATIP down 0.8 of a penny right now. All right. Let's see. GME premiums are coming back, says DH. A financial mischief. I dropped 125 in a strike price, but I went up $2 on the exercise from the price I originally sold my 21.25 at. Giddy up. Marcus, I am number 190. Cindy B. Bruce, I am number 191. You are 9 away from 200 thumbs ups. You're on your way to 200. 192 now have come in. Dude has mentioned to us that has been a member, a gold level member now for 4 months. Uncle Bruce, since I started following you, I haven't put any money into my brokerage. And somehow I'm buying even more shares than ever. Options. Thank you, Uncle Bruce. There you go. This is it. This is something that is happening to people. It's one of those little side effects where instead of you subsidizing your brokerage account all the time with fresh cash, it's subsidizing you. It's bringing more cash in than it had before. And you can buy more stock with it, or you can take cash out of your account and knock something off, whatever you're having to come up with. Yeah, it's a different world. It's nice not to have to be a subsidizer of your brokerage account anymore. Nick DeMaurier Bullard, a better global outlook may drive up commodity prices. This is what the market needs to digest, already driving up copper and nickel. Ed Hawkins, Uncle B, if I can write covered calls on my account, do I need extra level clearance to write poor man covered calls? Ed, I don't know the answer to this question because I don't know all the rules of all the platforms out there, of which there are dozens, and globally, of course. So you're going to have to check with your broker. You may want to go to the Q&A section of that website of theirs. Maybe the answer is in there. The poor man covered call strategy is known as vertical spread, a vertical spread. So find out, or is it a diagonal spread? Diagonal spread. Find out on spreads what is required. They may need you to have a higher level. They might need you to have a margin account. The house rules are different between firms, so I can't answer that question any more than that. I was thinking that might be the case. Thanks, just the same. You got it. Check it out through your broker. And again, other brokerage firms, you just check out their Q&As and find out which way to go. Some people like using Fidelity, some like using international brokers, others like using Schwab, others like using, whatever their favorite is. A lot of folks here will give you opinions on just, what they think you should do and that type of thing. Diagonal spread, debit or credit, says JR. There you go. All right, debit, I think. Who cares says you may need level 2 in addition to enabling margin. That's what E-Trade requires, says who cares. So here's some folks, Ed, already reacting to you and your question. And this is what this channel is all about. People are helping people here. Become a member of this channel, and you can start talking to the other members of this channel on this site here during live hours, live trading, and they'll guide you with what they've run into. They may have the answer to the question you're throwing at me, and by the time I get to you, you've already got the answer. Let's see. What else is going on? Nick is saying Bullard all but arguing for a 50-point rise in February. He wants a 5% rate as soon as possible on the Fed funds rate. Bobby Atkinson, I see 40 cents on GameStop. I'm showing 21.54 last trade. Ed Hawkins, I have a margin account and level 2. JR, yes, I think most platforms need you to have a margin account. Bobby, there it goes. Ed Hoskins, thanks, peeps. We're down 23 on GameStop, 21.57, 21.66, I think. ATIP down 2.4 cents at 1.9 cents at 44.5. ATIP jumping around. Tesla up $2, 133.49. SoFi 566 up 3. Apple up 161 and HBQ up 22. The Dow up 66 points. Right now, GameStop 21.62, 21.66. We're down about 14 cents on the session right now. 14-point gain in S&P. NASDAQ up 78. Thank you very much. NASDAQ confirms plans to lay off about 10,000 workers as tech companies cut back their employee numbers. Shares of Microsoft, as I see it, $240.89, 241.03, up 68 cents. The stock's going up, because the street likes it when a company slims down in tough times. They recognize that 10,000 fewer employees at Microsoft, these aren't $20,000 a year people. These aren't $40,000 a year people. We're talking some serious dough here that the company will not be spending going out the front door. So watch for that. We'll keep an eye on how that goes. Bobby, Questrade requires margin level 3 to trade poor man covered call, says Bobby. Financial mischief. I did my second roll. I'm 21.25 GameStop. Bought the second one back for $4.95. Sold the second one for $6.46. I like this move more than the first. Okay, right on. Building up the capital there. We got a 76-point gain here on the Dow. GameStop down just 15 cents. Now down only 12 cents. 21.68 coming on again. ATIP down 1.9. Tesla is up 262. SoFi up 3 cents. Apple up 174. HBQ up 28. Google is up 65. Moderna up 14. Make that 15.26 on Moderna. Cisco up a dime. Pfizer down 50 cents. IBM down 178. Microsoft up $1.02 with this announcement of 10,000 layoffs. 23andMe is up a half a penny. Rocket Lab is now up a half a penny. It has turned completely around. We got Matterport up 10 cents to 3.27. We got SmartRent up a dime, 2.82. Spire down 2 cents to 1.31. Cyxtera up 11, 2.65. So some of these former SPAC stocks are now pushing the 2 levels, going for the 3 levels and higher. We'll keep an eye on that. Keep them coming. James, TD Ameritrade requires above level 2. Deuce Caboose, today is SoFi's 1-year anniversary on its bank charter. CFO said the fourth quarter of 2023 was the first quarter where their charter was fully integrated into their business, hopefully with cost savings. Nazareth, 10,000 jobs at Microsoft, and average tech salary is over $1 billion a year on the operational costs. Deuce Caboose 2022, he meant. Credit Savage of Wall Street. Good morning, my fellow simpletons, degenerates, and Uncle Bruce. Number 200 here. Thank you for that. Exciting few days around here. I have a few GameStop 17s that expire tomorrow. Looking at the chain, we'll have to move to March. Making money. I think you're expiring day after tomorrow, as my guess here. Alex, afternoon, everybody, at 194. I've not rolled a single GameStop yet. I think we'll see a dip in early February. So not having to move right now. Time is on his side. 21.83 up 3 cents on GameStop this morning. Up 3 cents now. The high of the day on GameStop, I think, is 22.07, and we're at 21.85 at the moment. That opening was right at the opening. The low, 21.31. We've only had a 75, 80 cent spread between low and high so far. Not too much has happened yet. We'll watch for that. ATIP now down 1.3 cents at 45.1. Tesla up 226. SoFi up 2. Apple up 166. HBQ up 22. Jen Jr., what's going on? How you doing?
I'm sleepy.
Sleepy. Oh man, you know what? The gang has already given me 204 thumbs ups.
Oh,
They
wow.
they
You don't
sensed
even need me.
they sensed your presence.
Oh, you don't even need
Was
me.
What we need you now is what the vibe for you now is that we maybe hit 250 to 300 thumbs
Oh,
ups.
wow. Okay.
That would
Tall
be all.
order.
That
Tall
would be
order.
awesome. We only need 45 more to get to 250. And we got 239 people here, so
Well,
there's no excuse not to get it all 45 thumbs ups.
would it help if I psychically predicted what kind of bagel you want?
Ooh, gee, what kind of bagel do you think I'm interested in today?
Today it feels like a cheese day.
You think it's a cheese day,
I
do you?
think it's cheese.
Thinking about the cheese. Yeah, maybe that's the way to go. Those melted slices of cheese on there are so darn tasty.
Yeah.
With those sesame seeds on there, man, you can't beat that.
And yesterday was a jelly day.
Yesterday was a
So
jelly day.
we
Uh,
gotta
you know,
mix it up.
gotta mix it up a little bit and melt that combo cheese on there. Yummy. I'm loving it. I'm in on that.
See,
Fantastic.
I read minds.
Reading minds. Thank you, Jen Jr. DH Ruda says, Bagel Hands, Credit Savage. That's right. Day after tomorrow is expiry day. My bad, Uncle. It's so hard to keep track of the days when you don't work, dealing with 3 kids, road options, and a house husband for a living, laughing out loud. It's all good, my friend. It's all good, Cody. She's going cheese. You raised a gambler, Uncle Bruce. Credit Savage. She's a maverick. That's what she is. We're up 53 on the Dow. We're up a penny on GameStop, 21.81. ATIP down 1.4 cents at 45 cents. We got Tesla 133.66 up 217. SoFi up a penny to 565. Apple up 159, 137.53, pushing 140 soon. The way it's going, HPQ up 23 to 27.82 now. Google up 47 cents. Moderna up 15.15. Cisco down just 2 cents. Pfizer off 49. IBM off 163. Microsoft holding a 1 penny gain. ME up 4.5 cents. Rocket Lab up 8. Matterport up 10. SmartRent up 11.9. Spire down 2. And Sextera up 11.5 cents. So even these SPACs, low price stocks, 2s and 3s, they're all up nicely. Yet again, we're getting some nice percentage gains every day lately on these deep valued SPACs. Matterport, SmartRent sitting on, I bet you they're combined are on 700 plus million cash combined. It's unbelievable how cheap their stock is. Over at SmartRent, they can't keep up with the installations. The orders come in faster than they can install them. Stock's 264. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke down there. This isn't going to last long. Anyway, that's just me saying the same thing day after day after day. What else is going on here? Nazareth going, Credit Savage of Wall Street. She's a maverick, more like a cheese maverick. Susan Shops about looking at January 2025 GameStop $5 strike for 16.50. That's interesting. GameStop is 21.72. The 5s are worth 16.70 a piece, and I'm looking at them for 16.70. Or would I be better doing the 10s for 13? That's interesting. Getting the 5s for 16.50. That's like paying 21.50 for the stock, and it's 21.80. That's less than value. That's awesome. I mean, that's insane. My right, $20 strike for 550 GameStop makes me nervous after a major squeeze or so a year or so ago. Well, if you're writing a 20, you're in the money, $1.80. So there's 320 of 370 of premium, I suppose. But it is 550 against a 1650 purchase or against a $13 purchase for those 10s. The 10s right now are worth 11.85. So paying $1.20 more is well within the 90-10 rule. That's cool. A $13 price, not unfair. And if you can pull 550 in, great. But on the other hand, what you might do is instead of writing May 20s, why don't you look at May 21s or something like that, or June 21s or 2250s? Maybe you can get closer to 5 for those, and you're at the money. You're at or just ahead of the money. Maybe writing 2250s or 23s into June might be a better way to go, just to kind of bring in a nice chunk of cash with a higher strike price. Check those option chains for sure. 2169 down 11. It is jumping about around the break-even line. 44.8 on ATIP down 1.6. The Dow up 58. Tesla now up 245. It's approaching 134 a share. There it goes. 134.05 up 256 on Tesla. SoFi up 2 cents, 566. Apple up 204 to 137.98. So there's a good day on those guys. We're up 27 cents on HPQ today. A 1% gain looks like, now up 29 cents. The Dow's only up 0.15 of a percentage point. That's all the Dow is doing. S&P up 0.44. NASDAQ up 0.88, 97-point gain. The NASDAQ market is definitely moving up. All right. We're hearing more and more news releases from more and more tech companies doing layoff announcements. My hunch is that it's possible, just possible, that layoffs are being done of the advanced age employees. Those are 50 and older that might be closer to retirement through incentives. And then it's possible that layoffs are being offered to or being imposed on those with the visas from overseas. Again, I'm not sure about it. I'm just speculating. The ones that cost the company the most are the ones that are going to be let go. Wing Commander, 212 a thumbs up, dropped in to leave a like. Thank you, Wing Commander. Now back to my meetings, losing money working. Mirko, hey, Uncle Bruce, I just rolled 2 Tesla 120 Jan 27s into May 19th, 135. So $15 price increase on the strike with a 504 profit per contract. That is $1,008 cash and $3,000 in strike. Thank you very much. That is a good move. That is a really, really good move. January to May, extra $1,000 in cash and $3,000 total in strike. That is a sweet move up right there. I encourage those. I really do. I encourage these kinds of moves. That is good stuff. That is smart investing. 134.53 on the stock. And here our friend is writing 135 calls, all premium. It's all-time value. This is a beautiful thing. Nicely done. Let the gamblers on those slot machines be the ones taking the risk, not you. I like it. JR, NPR report day before yesterday highlighted those who are being let go with visas. Many have been here for years and have established homes, families, etc. And this is an issue. This is a huge problem for these folks because these folks are vulnerable. They have to sell in a lousy housing market, or they're going to lease their house right now. They got kids, school. They lose their visa status. They're in a world of hurt. And what can I say? Now, obviously, these folks could turn around and either be hired by someone else, perhaps, or they could be hired by someone else, but they might end up in Switzerland. They might end up in Austria. They might end up in Germany. They might end up in Singapore. I mean, I don't know. The jobs of this caliber, the folks who have jobs of this caliber are wanted globally. And they could theoretically decide, you know what, we're going to move to Canada because Canada is opening up, welcome, arms wide open. Come on up here. They may well come into Canada. Now, they may go back home from where they've come from. It might be Sri Lanka, India, Indonesia, the Philippines. And they may work remotely from home for U.S. money and would be really well off. I mean, you just don't know. JR, this is so sad. Alberto, nice work, Mirko, sitting on the same trade here. Coyote, who cares if it hurts someone? It's good for the stock, says Coyote. Mirko, Alberto, it starts working really nice for us. Like you say, Uncle Bruce, is simply the GOAT. There you go, guys. Do not be afraid of rollovers. Do not ever be afraid of rollovers. 22.02 on the GameStop. Look at that. We're up 22 cents. We're pushing the high of the day here. Was 22.07. 22.14 is the new high of the day. Another move up on that one. Fantastic. We're at 82.01 on oil, up 183. The Dow up only 27 right now. S&P up 18 points, but the NASDAQ up 114. The Dow was the loser yesterday. Remember, down 391 points. It was down all day, and everyone else was doing way better. Same thing today. The Nasdaq and S&P are outperforming the Dow. The Dow is lagging the markets. Interesting to watch that for 2 days in a row. We'll see if it holds up. Never a dull moment. 32-point gain on the Dow. $22 on GameStop. 44 cents on ATIP, down 2.4. Tesla 134.90, up 341. SoFi up 4 cents to 568. Apple up 237, 138.31, and HBQ up 32, 27.90. Google up 112. Moderna up 15. Cisco is up a penny, just turned it around. Pfizer still down 54. IBM down $2. There you go. Let's see. Do you still like Goldman Sachs? I do long term. Yes, I do like Goldman Sachs long term. The stock right now is at what is it? $350, $399, up $4. The payout, the PE multiple, 9.4. That's still dirt cheap. It's about. I think this should be a 12-point stock. Like PE should be 12, but I've thought that all along, so don't mind me. Yield right now, you buy this and own the stock, 2.7% on your money. That's the dividend yield, 2.7%. So it's below a treasury, of course, but it is still yielding. The low for the last year, 277.80. The high, 389. Right now, 354, up $4 today. Little bounce back from yesterday's drubbing, but I do like it long term. Yes, I do. Okay. ME, by the way, up a nickel at 257. Rocket Lab up 9 cents to 557. Matterport is up 19.5 cents, kids. 336.5 on Matterport. We're up 11.5 on SmartRent. 283.5. That's kind of nice. Spire down 4 cents, 129. Cyxtera up 11.5 cents, 265. Go, and just keep going, please. Those are definitely improving. We've got a GameStop of $21.99. We got ATIP at 44, and we have SoFi at 568, up 5 cents now. SoFi is at the high of the day. That was 570. We're just about there now. 5.5 million traded on your SoFi. Not backing off. Alberto, now we sit and wait to see what kind of profits and or roll-up options allow us to roll into further strength. Yes, sir, JR. Alberto, as of today, I now understand exactly what you're saying. I now know exactly what you're saying. It makes sense now. I get it now. This is happening here every day with more and more viewers. It clicks in. They go, oh, that's what that means. Oh, this, that. Takes a while, but can it be profitable? Yes, it can. It's exciting, folks. I'm really, really pumped for you guys. GameStop 22.02 here, up 22 cents. Giddy up. Check the classes out. Get those classes under your belt. Learn this stuff. Learn the lingo. Watch the classes again if you've forgotten stuff or want to be reminded. Once you acquire a class, you can rewatch it again and again. If you've purchased a class and you can't find the link, let me know. I'll send you another link for the class. We'll keep on top of that. If you have a question about the class you've been watching or whatever, send me an email. I'll see if I can help you, or become a member here and just tell me what you want to know. If you're not a member and you want to send me a question, by the way, you're not a member and you want me to answer something, just do a super chat and put a question in there, and I'll read it and see if I can help you. Oh, hey, hi.
Look at that melty goodness.
Ooh, look at this melty goodness of these bagels. Oh, babies. Oh, babies. Oh, yeah. Look at it. Oh, man.
It's Wednesday now.
These are getting nicer and nicer every time.
Have to keep me around for 3 to 4 weeks, and I've slowly figured it out.
Yeah, it's going to be a shame losing you when you go home. But boy, I'll tell you.
What are you going to do?
Don't forget how to do this.
I think this skill has been ingrained. This is like a core memory.
There it is. Right on. Thank you, Jen Jr. Yeah, we're now at, where are we at now on thumbs ups? We're at 217. So they keep coming in, and I love it. Keep those thumbs ups coming in for Jen Jr.
You've been saying something they like.
Show her you care and get us to 250. How about that? Yeah, there you go. There's the thumbs up right there. There's your signal. Don't be sitting on that thumb. Use it for a good purpose and hand it over to Uncle Bruce.
what it is.
Wash it first.
Yeah.
Please.
Make sure you wash your thumbs.
Yeah, don't give me the stinky thumb. I don't want one of those. Okay.
Clean thumbs only.
Clean thumbs only. Listen to what she says. Thanks, man. Have a great morning. Thank you so much. Fab, you guys. The cheese is a melted. Ooh, it's so good. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Fabulous. JR is saying, Uncle Bruce can't say enough about your classes and membership. During your rant today, some were questioning the value of it. Unbelievable. Alberto, JR, laughing out loud. It's exactly what happened to me. I was listening to a session via Uncle, and Michael H. stated something, and it clicked. I'm so comfortable now, I don't even fear swings or dips. Up or down, I don't fear it. Uncle has set me free. Splair, bagel, 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 JR. But what you say is true. As of fall 2022, classes at our local community college were $366 per unit. Most are 3 or 4 units, and some complained about $150. Go figure. Splair, and good morning, Jen Jr. JR, don't be sitting on any thumbs here. JR, stink bid, stink thumbs, it's all stinky. Credit Savage, just bought back my SoFi. $10 Jan 24 covered calls a week ago to generate money. And buy 3 GameStop $10.25s. I lost $500 because SoFi is up. But so are my deep in the money GameStop calls. I'm up $1,600. So did I really lose? I'm $1,600 richer here, $500 poorer there. Am I really losing? This is good stuff. Alberto JR, to put this into perspective, try to send an advisor and an email or a question via general chat for $9.99 or $25 a month. Laughable. Uncle is the cheapest and realest goat out there. Thank you, my friends, for these comments. I appreciate it. JR, he be the real goat. Thank you, guys. I'm just sitting tight, says Matthew, and watching to see how high this market will go. Very good. It's all good, my friend. The Dow's down 1.2 points. S&P up 17. Nasdaq still up 106. 21.95 on GameStop. Giddy up, man. So good. Oh boy, so good. Nazareth, Uncle Bruce. I have March 25 strike GameStop calls, which are, of course, underwater now with the run. My thought is not to think about rolling until it's in the money. Only then about thinking about rolling. What are your thoughts? I'm assuming you've written 25s? You've written $25 GameStop calls? They're still out of the money. What, $3, eh? March. So they can't be worth a lot of money. I mean, they can't be worth a lot of money. March 25s, as of 10 minutes ago. Where are we at here? Of course, I'm not sure which ones you have, but I'm going to assume you've got the 17th of March, the third Friday. Those 25s are 280 to 293 right now. That's where they're at. I mean, you can always pick those back off and take a look at writing April calls instead. If you're going to write April 25s, you'll get 340 to 365. That's the bid ask. But if you want to write 2375s and come a little closer to the market, 370 to 405, you might get 4 for those. You can buy yours back for 285 and get 4 for these. That's $1.20 a contract more in your pocket. You want to write 2250s for April, you'll bring in about 440 on the high end. That might be appealing. Or if you want to go out to May, just take more money off the table. May 25, so you can get close to 4 for those. 2375s, maybe 435. And if you go to June, another month out, 25s, 445 might be the number. So Up to you, my friend, or do nothing. You're still out of the money. These calls can expire worthless because they are not worth a dime other than time value. That's all they've got. So not to worry. Brian says to Alberto, all I got out of that message is that Uncle Bruce is a cheap goat. That's rude. Oh, man. Zed, 223 on the thumbs up meter. That's what, yeah, wrote 25 March call. Sorry. Okay. Coyote. And maybe if he stopped shaving, he could grow a real goat beard. Homeless Canadian with a goat beard. Crazy times. BW Bruce, since you've been on the air for 2 years, you are into your second cycle of new members in an eager market. So people are I want to believe you, but I don't trust you. That'll change. Mirko, giving financial freedom. Alberto, Brian, I think. JR, what was that BTO song, Let It Roll Down the Highway? Now get what they're talking about, options and poor man cover calls. Coyote, getting some decent rollovers done this week. Right on. Credit Savage. Yeah, Uncle Bruce, that's crazy. This ought to be illegal. I used my SoFi as collateral to buy GameStop deep in the money covered calls and automatically wrote against those and brought in money. Bought more SoFi too. This is what the rich do, don't they? Isn't this what the rich do? There you go. Giddy up. Very good. The Dow's now plus 45. It's turned around. We had a sell program. Now we got a buy program. 21.97 on GameStop, it looks like. 21.98. ATIP at 44. Tesla 133.54, up 205. SoFi up 5, 568. Apple up 195. HPQ up 36 cents. Giddy up, kids. Oh my, so good. Alberto, Chris Savage, exactly. I've questioned many times over, is this legal? It's like taking candy. Like taking candy from the kids. It's incredible. Those gamblers at the option floor, they are throwing money around like you cannot believe. If you're not doing this, you can't handle it. You can't fathom it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. As I said in my opening rant, there are millions of investors worldwide who could be doing this just like you are, and they don't know it exists. They'll never know. They're never going to find my channel. They're not going to find me. Are they going to watch a homeless Canadian guy talk for 2 hours on a video? I mean, come on. You're going around YouTube looking to watch a video, and you see me for 2 hours. You're not going to watch. Well, you're not even going to start this video. You're going to watch a video that's 3 minutes long because you've got an 8-second attention span. You're looking for the quick, big hit. I'm looking for a home run ball, make me a millionaire in one trade. They're looking for it in 2 minutes. They're not going to come on here, of course. GameStop, 22.05. Just saw that trade. Dow's only up 8. Okay. Oh, baby. We're down 1 point on the Dow. 1 point. Down 40 on the Dow. Is it a sell program? One of those algo things? I don't know. We're down 50 now. Down 2 pennies on GameStop. 45 cents on ATIP. We actually popped up a penny. Down 1.4 now. Now the market's coming up again. Down 29 on the Dow. Positive again on GameStop. Up 3. The Dow down 13 now. Another buy wave. Mm-mm-mm. We're up 9 cents on GameStop. 21.89. Up a dime. 21.90. So good. So good. Let me read a couple of comments here before you guys get away from me here. Credit Cybers is saying the only thing is in order to generate good money while GameStop was down, I had to write $15 March strikes. However, they're in the money, but I have until March to think about my move. Alberto Sheet, the credit time is on your side. Yes, it is. Alberto, Double D, that's the way. Keep on stacking those chips. Definitely, says Double D. Samuel, hey, pal, how's it going? I have GameStop at 19. I wrote contracts out till March for 19 and some for 20. But I'm waiting to buy back low and continue to write. I hear you there. Strengthen numbers, says Alberto. Cindy B, Uncle Bruce, it is nearly impossible to roll up HPQ. It's nearly impossible. My HPQ $24 contracts expire this Friday. Any ideas? Well, let me take a look. You forced me to take a look. Let's see if I can pop this up here. HPQ. I'll put my big S iPad to work right now. Just delete. Give me one moment here as I try not to hit the buttons twice in a row. It screws everything up. All right, 27.97. We're up 38 cents on HPQ today. Yay! Yay, we're going higher. You've got what? You've got $24 calls. Okay, $24 calls that die this Friday. Okay, so those are those are 385 to 395 bid ask. This is 10 minutes ago. They did trade this morning at 405. So let's say they're 390 or something like that. Okay. So you got 24s trading at about 390 or worth about 390, give or take. Okay. Let's move forward. Let me take a little look-see. What can we get for those? All right. So 24s. 390, we said. Okay. Where am I? Here I am. Okay, here I am. The 24s. Okay. Okay, let's go over here. I'm just checking the option chain now, so bear with me. I'm doing what you're supposed to be doing, which I know you're doing it. I'm doing it. We're both doing it. We're double checking on all this. Okay. In theory, you could move up to $25 call by writing May 19th. Doesn't sound exciting, but you can move up $100 on the strike price by going to May 19th. If you go to if you stay at $24, you'll bring in about $465, $470, which would be $60, $70 more for the call you have. I don't know how many you got, how many you have to do, but it doesn't matter. Let's move forward. Let me take a look even further out. Okay, 390 is the number I'm thinking about here. The 25s for June are going for 410 to 425. If you can get 420, you're getting $30 a contract more, and you're moving up a buck. It's not sexy, but it is better. Let's take a look at August 2023. Let's go further out. Let's just see what's out there. Okay, 25s are about 450. 26s are close to 390. You might be able to break even on 26s for August. That's a $200 gain on strike price, break even on the rollover. Just saying. January 2024. Let's go out there. Come on, show me. 540, 535 for the 25s. That would be $1.40 more, 140 bucks on a $1 strike move as well. Or you can go for the 27s for January 24. You can get maybe 420 for those. That would be 30 cents more, but you're moving up $3 on the strike. And if we go all the way out to January 25, and this is just for curiosity, okay? I'm just curious. The 25s are 690, 90. Well, there's highest, they're offered at 695. The 27s are in the 6 range. And you would have to pay $390. You'd make $2 on those for 27s plus a $3 gain. The 30s, you could get 440 to 470 for those, and you'd be up $6 on your strike price. So you'd get more money and $6 in strike price gain. The 32s are 370 to 390. So if you could get 390, 385 for the 32s, you'd move up $8 on your strike price. That's $800 a contract, but you're writing Jan 17, 2025s. Now, the reason you do that is because of this huge run up in strike price. And I would recommend you'd look at 30s at the highest. Those are at as much as 470s, because that would be out of the money, right? Any kind of a pullback, like from $28 to $26 on the stock, $2 pullback, the 30s will drop $1, $1.25 pretty quickly. But the strategy then would be you'd be buying those back to write Jan 24s or closer in, right? But right now, I don't know if you want to go that far out. I probably would not recommend it. Writing 27s for Jan 24, 420, 425. The stock's 28, might be the way to go. August again, writing 26s, moving up $2 in strike, break even on the stock, a contract might be a way to go. That's August this summer. Obviously, writing 26 is $1 in the money because the stock's at 20. Sorry, it's $2 in the money. Pardon me. They're $2 in the money. They have a 190 premium. They will lose the 190 premium and they'll go down to $2 if the stock stays at 26, 28, obviously. Okay. And then June, as we said earlier, you'd have to write June 26s or 25s. Again, you're moving up $1 or $2 on premium. That's good. Always good. If you break even on the money coming in versus what you spent, but you move up $1 or $2 a contract, that's the right direction. And this could be the first of several moves in this environment. You may find that you write June's now, maybe June 25s now, and then 3 weeks from now, you're going to write July 25s or 26s or August's 26s. And then a month or two after that, you're rolling up to write 27s or 28s into August, let's say, something like that. So this is the right direction to look at for roll-ups. The whole while you're sitting here going, hey, stock, if you want to back off anytime, it's fine with me. You want to go from where you're 28 right now and you want to go back to 26.50, and I've written 26s and 27s, and now you're coming back to 26. Great. I'm out of the money. These will collapse. You will gain on the premiums on the contracts. Sooner or later you win. But on the value of your paper, you're gaining. Now, I don't know if you own stock or if you own deep in the money calls, but if you've got deep in the money calls, you like the move up, and you'll keep doing the roll forward game. And it's little victories. It's not like, oh, I made $5,000 on this roller. No, it's not. That's not it. It's a constant game of a $28 stock, $26 stock, a $29 stock, and it's 100 here. It's 100 here per contract. Again, I don't know how many you're doing, but this is the game, and I want you to get good at this. I want you to become comfortable with this. Just keep working these rollovers and rollovers and rollovers, because the stock has come down from 41 all the way down into the 20s, and now the battle is to work its way back, and you're going to work its way back with the stock. All right, so I hope that gave you some thought. You're going to look at the option chain yourself. You're going to try to figure it out. The closer in you write in time, you're not getting anything. You're just not going to get anything. The further out you go, yes. If you can move up 100 or 200 in strike, that's your first move right there. And if it doesn't cost you anything to do it, or 10 or 20 bucks a contract, pay it. Don't worry about it. If you only get, $380, but you got to pay $390, but you move up $200 or $300 a contract, put the money in there and do it. It's okay. And let's then keep an eye on it for the next month, and let's see what the stock does and what these contract premiums do, and then we'll see the next move. Okay. I hope this is helping. I sure hope to. Cindy, you're on the right track. Believe it or not, you're actually on the right track. All right. Samuel, just writing with GameStop and using the premiums to load up on SoFi. Alberto, Sammy Styles, take that dinero. JR, okay, Bruce, so where does one start? In order to roll up and out, one must start a little closer in, or at least gets to the point. I can't roll 30 days to start. I think I just kind of covered a lot of this, so just hang in there, JR. Alberto, Sammy, that's the name of the game. Stacking and strengthening via premiums. Why? Wait, what? No extra powder needed, not at all. Mirko, Cindy, you can always kick the same strike a week further for the money. That's true. You can write the 24s a month out, 2 months out, and get more money. You can do that. It's not a lot of money, but it's a little more. You can do it. Brian, JR, I have April 1625s for GameStop. Right now, it's tough to roll over and make it advantageous. The best is moving up May for 1750s to break even, but $1.25 on the book value. Brian, that's a good move. It can be done. June is a write-off, as it's only 15s and 20s. So next to look at is July. JR, Uncle Bruce, my tablet has a small I. Why does yours have big S? My tablet's small. I don't know what you're asking me. Dude, imagine you have GameStop 15 strike call written, and you've taken out, say you get $1,500. You just buy a deep in the money call and keep writing. That works out pretty nicely, I'd say. DQ rolled March Tesla 120 to May 130s for 110 more a share. Right on. Good job, Splayer. Has anyone rolled actually into 20 or 19s on GameStop? Mirko, Splayer, from where? Month, strike, need more info. I'm there on July, Splayer, but I rolled up from 1625 on May contracts. Alberto, take the buyback amount, subtract the previous premium. That is the loss rate. Now look for a premium to exceed that. Roll overdone into strength. Cindy says, thank you. Mirko, still have some 1625s. April, I have not rolled yet. Brian, Mirko, me too. Not anything that good to roll to. Maybe July $19, May 1750s, August 1875s. Alberto, strength is not always a higher premium if you break even, but increase in strike is a good rollover. DQ, JR, Big S iPad. Okay. Coyote, Brian, I rolled 1625s to 1750s and then 1875s. So I think that's the right way to go. That is the right way to go. It is. Splayer, well, that sounds relaxed for Mirko. Would be juicy if it drops at least once back to 16. Well, we just go with the flow. Just go with it. 21.75 down a nickel. Dow's down 74. We're just going with the flow. ATIP 44.9 down 1.6 cents. Tesla still up 142 even with the Dow off. SoFi 568 up 4. Apple up 176 to 137.70. HPQ 27.92 up 33. Google 93.24 up $1.08. Moderna up 12.49. Cisco down 26 cents. Pfizer down 70. IBM down 215. Microsoft down 56. ME is down 5.5. Rocket Lab right now is up 15 cents to 563. Matterport up 15 to 332. SmartRent up 9 281. Spire down 4 to 129. Cyxtera up 11 to 265. Congrats to all of you. Brian Gaiotti, just transferring some dry powder so I could roll. Should have it in my account tomorrow, then I can make a decision. JR, sorry, Uncle Bruce. It tickles my funny bone every time you say my big ass iPad, my big ass iPad. I got it. I'm sorry if I'm not catching these little jokes because I'm so deep into these option rollover strategies for you guys. I got numbers everywhere. I've got dates. I've got buybacks. I got rollouts. I got, and then I missed the little stuff. I'm working here. I'm working, trying to get you guys richer, and laughs will come later. Oh man, 21.52 on the GameStop, down 28 cents. Go figure. I mean, here's some fluctuating stock for you. So what can I say? Tons of funds. Thank you guys again for all of this, for these great comments you're throwing at me, questions. It's exciting to see you guys doing your rollovers. I'm really pumped. These Tesla rollovers, yes. I love it when you guys take money off the table and move up and strike. Use the calendar as your weapon for more money. Get the cash in your hand. I want you to be richer. This is good stuff. Dollars pay bills. That's as simple as that. Money pays bills. Exciting. Thank you guys. Mirko, I did write those 1625s at 4.9, so I'm chilling on them. And there you are. There's the thing about it. As I have ground this into you guys, I've pounded it into you guys. I want you to write for big premiums. I want you to have huge amounts of premiums on everything, especially GameStop. $4, $4.50, $5 in premiums. That solves problems. That solves fluctuating price problem. We're at 21.52, down 27 cents. If you just wrote some calls this morning that you rolled up on, you're already laughing. These calls have already backed off from where you sold them at. This is beautiful. Alberto, Brian, if I can't obtain all the powder, I will do one at a time, etc. Using the new premiums to roll remainder of contracts using minimal out-of-pocket powder. Brian, no time for jokes, only time for neat. Brian, Alberto, yes, the only call I want to roll is a 1625. My others are all 18s and 17.5s. Already good idea, though. Right on. Samuel, pounding out with the bagel holder. There you go, babies. Giddy up, man. Here we go. Thank you all for everything. How many thumbs ups today? 235. Thank you guys again for 200 plus thumbs ups on my morning show. It is so appreciated. Thank you, all of you, like Double D, member for 19 months, using my SoFi points to buy SoFi. Learning more every day. One-on-one is coming this year. Right on, Double D. Will make you even smarter and get you even more prolific. Thank you all who are alerting me and hitting these huge announcements. John Lewis, member for 9 months. Thank you, John Lewis, for 9 months. Gold bagel level. I appreciate it. I'm just going through my comments. I'm trying to catch up some of these because I don't see these green bars on my thing here. Here we are. Dude, thank you again for being a member. 4 months. Gold bagel member. Thank you again. All of you who are doing these alerts, Double D, 19 months, man, over a year and a half. That just right there says it all. When you guys tell me that, I ask you about taking classes, and then you guys say people are saying $150, and then some of you come out and say, I've been a member for 19 months. 20 months at $25 a month is $500 that you have paid to YouTube to be a member of this channel. That shows what it's worth to you. It is worth it. And I am very, very honored and very pleased and humbled that so many of you have decided to be a member here from day one. That is just phenomenal. I tell my relatives, tell my friends, and they're just going, I can't believe they do that. I can't believe it. I go, well, they're making money. It's as simple as that. If they're making thousands of dollars on writing options, they're making an investment in themselves of $25 a month for my membership, or taking a class for $150. I mean, this is chump change for what you're getting back for the rest of your life. It doesn't matter how long I'm on the air. You're going to keep doing this for a long, long time. I am excited. Let's see here. Thank you guys. Let's see. Splair, I had good gains on the deep in the money call, so rolling was really no problem. Would like to buy another one when the stock is under 20. Splair, and by the way, have a relaxed break, you all. We'll see you later today. Alberto, get one-on-ones. This makes you a chess player, not a checkers player. Tiff, I just rolled my Unity call. I had to pay $4.15 to get my strike 29 expire this Friday back, and I sold a Feb 10 30 for $4.33. So I moved up $1 in price for 3 weeks further out, and I made 15 cents more. Thank you very much. Dean is going neat, neat, neat. And JR, sorry to be a distraction. Neat, neat, neat. Alberto, Beach Boy, damn, I need to step up my game. Nice roll. JR, let's go. Rugman, Splair, neat, neat since day one. JR, neat, neat emojis are everywhere. Thank you guys, all of you, for these great messages. I love it. And letting us all in on how you're doing, letting the world out there know how it's going for you guys. Mirko, Beach Boy, now you're saving on your letters 3 times. Ho, ho, ho. You are getting cheap. Bama Babe, I have made so much money this past year that my accountant nearly fell off the floor when I brought him my tax statements. He couldn't believe it. John Anderson, thanks everybody. Bama Babe, oh, thank you, Uncle Bruce. You got it, Bama Babe. Well done. Thank you all for your support. I will see you later today at 3 o'clock Eastern for the final hour. And then I'll be on tonight at 8 o'clock for Gold Bagel members. If you're a Gold Bagel member or you're upgrading to Gold Bagel status, join me tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern. Dude, thank you, my friend. $5 donation. Thanks, Uncle Bruce, for working so hard for us. Thank you for your all you guys making these super chats and also these PayPal donations. It is much appreciated. It goes a long, long way. Thank you, every one of you, for that and the memberships. Rusty Bosco, 234 thumbs ups. I have what is this? 188 Amazon, 317 that has run from 585 now to 14. Roll to 90 April for around 14, $2 for a month, or wait. I see now. Can you move up and straight? You can move up. I like that move. I don't mind that. I don't mind a move to maybe May or June if you can move up another $1 or $2. There's that too. We're at 238 on the no, where are you at? Amazon. Sorry, you're at Amazon. Pardon me. Just let me get my act together. You're at 98 on the stock right there. Okay. So you're 10 in the money on the one you're written, and you would be 8 in the money on the one you're rolling up to. And Rusty, you can definitely make this move for a couple of bucks and pop in there. No cost to you, but you can probably get money in your hands if you go a month or two further. Up to you if you want to do it. Or you can go, break even, but move into 91s or 92s or 93s. But shop it out and figure it out that way. Not a lurker anymore. Did I miss anything today? Laugh out loud. Sorry, I was in a meeting. Nothing going on here. Lurker. JR, Bama Babe, I'm setting up an appointment with a tax lady. Should be interesting. Right on. Right on. Good stuff, everybody. Okay. Guys, thank you for your attendance today. I'm going to take a break now. Got a few things to do. I will see you guys this afternoon at 3 o'clock, okay? Have a good one for the rest of the day, and I'll catch you a little later on, and let's see if we can get you richer later on this afternoon. 107-point dip on the Dow, 74-cent dip on GameStop, ATP down 1.9, Tesla down 180, SoFi down a nickel. Little sell wave coming through. That's all right. We make money either direction. It doesn't matter. All right, guys, keep an eye on it, and I'll see you at 3 o'clock this afternoon and see what happens. Some red coming in, says Coyote. There you go. Okay, see you later.